I don't know if anyone is watching. Right, listen, I'm not sure if anyone is watching though. It's just basically testing. I just want to test out the live stream there. See how the thing works, if it's actually viable to do live streams. There's quite a few people that's asked me questions there. Hey, Rob, we have got Rob, our first visitor. Yeah, now I'm trying to figure out how this whole live thing works though, because I think it's a nice medium to actually help a lot of people though who are struggling with various things. I mean, there's people that don't even know how to actually make a coil. So yeah, and there's a lot of people who are struggling with this little guy tremendously. So yeah, and there's a lot of guys that came up with fixes as well, which they actually did to try and figure out things. So yeah, this is basically just to find out if you guys find this live chat worthwhile, if it's actually worthwhile doing something like this. For sure. I don't know what the quality looks like. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me extremely well. As I say, I'm totally new to this the whole thing. Totally. But I can see the chats coming up. For sure. There must be a bit of a delay. So yeah, we got Nathan from the UK. We got Benedict over here and Werner Brandt. Lekker van Durban wel af. So ja, nee, wat het lyk my dit werk nogal mooi. Quality is good. Thanks Fishing SA Waters. So yeah, guys, I think hey, the Vaping Brew, Gangster's Paradise. I say welcome. In any case, so yeah, guys, I don't know if you've got any questions though. If you want me to keep you updated about new stuff which is actually out, which we are extremely excited about. But yeah, there's apparently a new RTA which we saw Jay Hayes review, which actually looks the tits. According to this guy, it is the best flavor RTA that has ever been designed. So yeah, I ordered 3 this afternoon, so we're going to find out in a week. The food tune question, if you don't mind, shaking during steeping, yay or nay? Yeah, for sure. Remember, you got a lot of ingredients. I can quickly show you over there. I don't know if you check out all those ingredients. Now, if you have a look at those things, your creams, your chocolates, your custards, they require a bit of steeping. But yeah, no, mostly I just make something, shake it up, and immediately vape it. Like this guy. Everything is standing over here. These things which I made this afternoon, and immediately it's just a shake over there, and 2 minutes later I vape it. So yeah, that's regarding that. Anything else, blokes? Anything new on the front? I think it was the Food Tune reboot, the Aqua reboot RTA. So yeah, it's not available at any vendors. We actually ordered it directly from the site. Food Tune, FOOTOON RTA. So go and check that out. They had a previous one, an old one. I think it was the Aqua FX. But yeah, that was before my time. I've only been vaping for 2 years now. But apparently that thing sucks. But I mean, this one looks totally different though. So I think this is absolutely cool. Good. And yeah, what am I vaping on? There's a new nice ice cold chilled watermelon and apple vape which I've had, which I made for myself, and I think this is very nice. So yeah, let's quickly see. Frame staple is hard on the diode list. Nah, man, the frame staple it's if you don't know, if you haven't used the diode list. Now remember, I had version 1, so making coils on version 1, I've done that for about 6-7 months. And immediately if you jump onto the version 2, then you've already had some practice on it though. But I must say, I admit I enjoy the version 1's jig. I enjoy a lot more. I don't like this. So I mean, if you can get the version 1 and just modify that and get this to fit, then I think you've got a winning recipe over there. But yeah, this thing is not the nicest one, but it works for me though, funnily enough, for sure. Do you know where to buy concentrates of different juices? Melinda, as jy is Suid-Afrikaner, as jy local is lekker, because if you're locally and you're in the Cape Town area, Juicy Joe's, they're fairly limited to TFA concentrates. They've got some cap concentrates and some Flavor West concentrates at the moment, but their prices are amazing. I went Friday and I bought this 100 milliliters of TFA vanilla bean ice cream, and it only cost me 180 rand. and that's actually amazing pricing. So yeah, but otherwise the guys which I normally use is black vapor, which is at the top over there. It's 1,000 rand, and you get free shipping as well. So that's cool beans. Okay, Andrew Troutman, lekker man, lekker. Finally tomorrow I'll get my diet list. Saving up for 3 weeks now. Shame. Yes, like that. I hope you manage with your diet list, mate. There's a lot of people that's got some headaches from that diet list, but I mean, I'm good as gold. And if you want any can I say any tips on flavor profiles, which you want, if you want to go into do it yourself, you can ask me. I mean, I'll give you some guidelines to what concentrates you need to buy, or what I think is going to be nice. You can ask those things. Ja, nee, Gentris finest. Yeah. Can you do a taste test at Juicy Joe's? Yeah, I know for sure. That's the reason why I got into do it yourself. I went to Juicy Joe's. It's, for those people who don't know, it's one of the vendors, local vendors close to me. They're fantastic vendor. Very friendly, honest. That's a very high priority in my world. But yeah, I mean, I tested about 24 different juices, and I probably liked about 2 or 3 from them. And then I decided there's no way I'm going to start going into do it yourself. But yeah, to answer your question, you can most certainly go and test juices at Juicy Joe's. Who is the Dead Rabbit RDA? The Dead Rabbit, the 24mm Dead Rabbit, the dual post is very nice. There's no problem buying one of those. I've still got mine though. Whenever I have got gear, guys, and I don't resell the gear or give it away, then you know it's nice. I mean, I find it very nice. But the SQ sucks. The SQ is not nice. Your coils are too far away from the air holes, so I'm not a fan of that. And there's way better atomizers in any case. There's so many stuff out there, so you must just make sure, number one is that you like the look of that thing, and number two is that it actually suits your profile. And do not necessarily listen to other people, including me. Don't listen to us. I mean, you can use this as guidelines, but the point is you still must find your happy place. But I don't like the Dead Rabbit SQ, the 22mm. Hi Cosmic. Have you used Inawera flavors? Are they any good? Yeah, there are certain Inawera flavors that are nice. I mean, I think Inawera's milk chocolate is one of those which I can mention. I think it's your best chance to get a decent chocolate vape is using Inawera. So yeah, and I've got a few, but most of the flavorings which I use is by far FA flavorings, for certainly. And I mean, I don't know if you know, one of the big do-it-yourself mixers out there is called Hick, Heading Clouds. And I downloaded his stuff, and I've spoken to him once or twice, and I actually admire that guy's his taste palette. It's a lot like mine. I'm not into do-it-yourself or die. I tried 2 or 3 of the recipes, and funnily enough, I mean, it's not my kind of flavors, because I mean your palates are differ from one another, from people. So yeah, there's people that, I mean, he is great, but I enjoy Hick a lot more though, and he's into the FAs, so for sure. Okay, wat het ons nog? Andre Reder. Which one? Okay, daar's Andre. No, man, Andre Reder. Well, if he's got the SQ, he's going to say he's going to like the SQ. But if he's honest, he's going to say the 24. What's it? Thanks for the review on the Nudge 22. I ended up getting it. Yeah, no, there's. I actually ordered another Nudge for myself, the black version as well, which I mentioned in the video, which I actually wanted to get, but it wasn't available. So yeah, I should be able to get that in the next 2 weeks though. But yes, there's nothing wrong with that Nudge. It is an absolute awesome. I've still got it on top of my Rio over here. And I mean, I've been vaping this little guy this afternoon, so this guy's cool as ice. I enjoy the Nudge. So yeah, what else is there? I love the cool beans, make a shit. Love the cool beans. Ah man, this Nudge is very nice. Anybody complains about it, I don't know. But as I said, people are going to battle for sure. I mean, there's people that don't like the Hadley at all. I mean, I think the Hadley is an absolutely amazing atomizer. And I mean, I'm also one that enjoys airflow. I mean, I've got dual big 24mm dual coil RTAs and RDAs. Not necessarily RTAs, but RDAs. And I love this airflow, and I love the flavor from this Hadley. Ish. Okay, what else have we got? I actually went to vape station a bit earlier this afternoon to drop off some of my juices for them to test, and the guy over there had the Bonza from Vandy Vape. Now I'm not a huge fan of Vandy Vape stuff, but I gotta say the drop is not bad though. But that Bonza, yes, the guy actually told me, and he vaped SNLV, which is a very popular local juice in South Africa. It's a fruity blend, very sweet, but yeah, that flavor popped out of that guy. So I must take my hats off to what's it, the Vaping Bogan, that very nice Australian. I think he's an Australian guy. I mean, he never swears, eh? He can never swear. No, he swears a lot. So for sure. Can you give any tips on do-it-yourself juice? Yeah, no, I can give a lot of tips on do-it-yourself juice. It depends on what tips are you looking for. Do you want to actually go into do-it-yourself? Do you want to know how to make the measuring? I mean, all I basically do to do-it-yourself, I've got 3 glass beakers which I use. I've got a 300, and then I've got a 250 over here. I mean a 500 and a 250, and a small 50 like this. And they all have got little stirring bars, Teflon covered stirring bars at the bottom over there, because I've got a magnetic stirrer. And I use my scale, which I use a very simple, very cheap scale. It's this little guy, and I mean, but it actually functions brilliantly. I've done with syringes. I've got a whole box of syringes. It's such a schlep. So once you've actually managed to use the little scale, you're up and running. Hey Sean, how's it? I guess Sean asks, is it? I'm into do-it-yourself. I have to go to Vapor Mountain's website and press all the buttons myself. Yeah, no, we know Rob. Rob attempted do-it-yourself for 3.5 minutes and found out it is not his forte. But I mean, yeah, for sure. But in any case, I don't know even why he tries do-it-yourself, because there's only one juice which the man vapes, and that's Red Pill from Vapor Mountain. Benji's majestic creation. So yeah, I see Daniel. I see you guys. I've got about 5 or 6 of you blokes brought in that double barrel. So yeah, it would be interesting to actually catch a vape on that little thing. I had a look at it there, and it looks decent, looks nice. But yeah, but one guy mentioned that it's regulated. I'm not sure. Is it regulated, or is there a mech with just protections inside of it? So I haven't had a look at that. Any magic site where you can find all the concentrate flavor notes? Yeah, as I said, what I can do is, if this video gets uploaded to YouTube, I will just post a link to Hicks FA flavor notes. And what I just use, I use another recipe site, the well-known recipe site, which I normally go to. And if I've got a flavoring profile which I want to go, say I want a custard biscuit, I just go and type in custard biscuit, and I use a rating system to organize the recipes from the highly rated to the weakest rated, and then just open 4 or 5 of those recipes to see what they actually mixed with the biscuits and what percentages. And I mean, that has actually helped me a lot as well. So yeah. Do you prefer RDAs or RTS? No. I enjoy RDAs a lot more. No, for sure. I mean, everything which I've got. I mean, you can have a look at that at the top over there. I mean, you can just see it. It's all of them is RDAs, and at the bottom over there, all of those guys are RDAs. So now I'm definitely an RDA guy for sure. And I mean, it differs. Most of the time during the course of the week, when I'm at work, I use my 22mm single coil RDAs, just simply because they very effective, very efficient on battery life, and they give you phenomenal flavor for sure. And if I'm over the weekend, when I go with the boys to have like a Brannas and Coke, then I take these big guys, the Reloads or the Tokugawas or the Goons, the Cosmonauts, the Apocalypse, those guys. Then I take them along for an outing as well. So yeah, but I enjoy my RDAs. I actually want a decent RTA. That's why I was looking at that Futoon Aqua Reload. I think it's the Reload or the something. But yeah, I want to get something. Greetings from Germany. Yeah, how you doing? You guys with the technology, you guys with all the good. Yeah, we and in South Africa are sucking on the hind tit of the sick cow. We always get the stuff about 2 months later. But yeah, that's sad. What do you do for a living? I'm a biology teacher. I teach high school students from grade 9 to grade 12. all about the human body and humans' impact on the environment, and obviously the very controversial evolution topic. But yeah, now I'm a biology teacher. Okay, so barrel is regulated up until 150 watts. Yeah, no, Daniel, I wouldn't mind playing with one of those things. The Dwarf RDA, Vapor Giant, Skyline. Rob, is that a trick question there? I know you, Skyline. I watched one of your videos earlier. No, not your live feed. Not your latest Rob's Lounge. But yeah, where you actually said that the Skyline is the best RTA that's ever been made. So I'm not sure if there's one that's been there since. But I haven't tried the RTA, the Skyline. I haven't tried the Vapor Giant. So no, I can't answer you. No, definitely not. But you can always send them to me, and I can vape them over a course of 2 weeks and give you my opinion, and then send them back nicely cleaned. Wish you had a biology teacher. Yeah, no. I think every kid wishes they had a biology teacher like me. Because I'm not only a vaper, I'm also a DJ. Been DJing from grade 11. So it's almost 30 years I've been DJing as well, and I've been a professional online gamer for about 5 years as well. So I can speak the language of the kids. It makes it a lot easier. I mean, you gain respect from them a lot quicker though. So I tend not to have any disciplinary problems in my class. Yeah, you've got to excuse my English as well. Ek is 'n Afrikaner, nee? Ek's 'n boerseun. So yeah, luckily I was in the English school for about 7 years, so that actually helped me. But that was primary school, so you tend to lose a lot of it. Yeah, see Andrew, you can ask Andrew what kind of teacher I am. Very fair, very friendly, but if you step over the line, I come from, I mean, I go over you from a dizzy height, for sure. Okay, what else is there? What do you do for a living? Okay, we've got that already. No other questions, guys? Nothing which you want to know? Okay, just want to, while you're over there, I'm not sure if the guys from G-Bomb Juices are actually watching. The guy gave me a full bottle of concentrate. Wintergreen, if you guys know wintergreen. But yeah, they all know I'm trying to make a nice blue milkshake. I've already got a label and a name, Blue Lagoon. It's about 95% done, but it's still something I'm not happy with. So he thought that might help. So yeah, if he's watching, very nice. Meneer moet gaan DJ by a DJ convention. Now the people at vaping conventions, they're only interested in vaping. We tried that last year at VapeCon, where I actually had an hour and a half slot to now play some golden oldies. But unfortunately, it was about 5 o'clock. Everyone was packing up, so nobody was really noticing the music. So no. You can just put on background music. Those guys are into their clouds and the free giveaways and the hype of all the different stalls and the buildings and everything like that. Favorite squonk mod? Well, practicality reasons. For practicality, this. Okay, this I like because of the battery life. It lasts me a whole day. But that's for practicality reasons. Currently, my favorite mix are these two. Now, this is the Rio, which I really enjoy, and this is a L box, which is produced by a local South African. So yeah, that I really like. But yeah, guys, I enjoy so many of my squonk mods. I mean, I really love this clone of the SVA. And the RSQ I've got, which that's probably the one I least prefer out of all my squonkers. I mean, the Dovpo is also over here, which is fairly decent though. So I like the construction of that. The Copper Vape from Skyline, that I've got over there, that's fine. I've got the Frankenskull clone, but that sucks ass balls. But yeah, so yeah, I haven't tried all the squonkers, but out of those which I've got, I must say I enjoy the G-Box the most. The cheapest one I actually enjoy the most. So yeah, what does the name KZOR stand for? When I was an online gamer, one of the movies which I enjoyed as a youth was The Usual Suspects, and Kevin Spacey played a evil character called Kaiser Soze in there. And I liked the name so much that I actually changed my online gaming name to Kaiser Soze. So just an offering from Kaiser Soze. And then the guy started saying, but it's too long for them to say. So they called me Kaiser, and then shortened it, and then they called me KZOR. So I shortened it again. So that's where it actually comes from. So I just kept it from all those years. will you ever sell your flavs? Yeah, no, I actually do. As I said, I dropped off at Vape Station. I just became a vendor under pressure because there are guys which bought juices from me and actually posted it on E6 forum, and they started pressuring me, which is totally understandable. You can't punt your juices if you're not a vendor on the forum. So I actually became a vendor now, and yeah, so I do sell juices now. But yeah, that's why I dropped it off at Vape Station, so the guys can actually go and try them. Go try the juices and decide what you like. And if you enjoy it, you can order it. Juices are nice and cheap. Clyde bubblegum or alternative bubblegum ingredient. I've got the Clyde bubblegum, which I actually poured out in this. Yeah, it's a Wix. It's got the Wix vibe to it. But I must say now, I actually prefer using TFA's bubblegum more than TFA and even Flavor West bubblegum above that. As I said, if you're into your Wix, the Wiki Wax type of vibe, then you can go for the Clara Lynx's bubblegum for sure. But I mean, yeah, I'm not too keen on that. I enjoy my plain bubblegum, my chappies. So yeah, that you mix a bit of jackfruit in there and you get a chappies vibe. So yeah, what is the most? KZOR, hello Mitch. That is the same clone I'm using right now. Which one is that? Which clone are you using now, Melinda? There's KZOR Souza. What games do you play now? Currently, I only play. Well, every now and again, when they bring out a new sniper elite, I take that. But I mean, you finish it within a week. There, I actually enjoy those slow motion bullets, which burst open the guy's skull and you see the brains flying out or the eye popping out. So yeah, there's war games. I actually enjoy that. But currently, Path of Exile with the hands, and then Diablo. Still playing Diablo 3, although I've given it a rest for about a month now because I'm just waiting for the new one to actually be released. But yeah, no, that's basically that. I'm not too much into my gaming. It's the do-it-yourself is taking up a lot of my time. No, do you plan on buying? No, I won't buy the iJoy Capo. So no, I've what's it say? Once bitten, twice shy. So I'll just wait for other people to actually buy it. The thing is, it's very difficult to just go and buy stuff when you're at my level, where what I mean by that is you've got squonkers which you really like. So it has to be something very special. Then I will commit to buying it. But I mean, if it's just another squonker, the Fuchsia was also an interesting squonker, but I mean, I had problems with the Fuchsia as well. So I'm happy with what I currently have. So no, I'll give the iJoy Capo a definite miss for sure. The closest vendor where they sell your juices are Fishing SA Waters. I'm not sure where you are based, but as I said, you can just contact me. They're busy setting up my vendor profile on eSig SA's forums. So yeah, you can just contact me via that under the supporting vendors. Just click on KZOR and you can chat to me within that, or send me a PM. And you can do that as well. Then tell me what you're interested in, what profiles you want, and I can send you up. New Mexico, holy crap sack. Aren't you guys busy building a wall over there? No, just kidding over there. Frame staple builds, when using the dialers on my frame staple builds, I get almost no twisting. But when I try 3-4 Claptons, they seem to twist a lot. Yeah, that's actually strange. One guy said that he had a twisting problem, but then he just switched the direction of the dialers. And what I mean by that is, I normally just operate on number 1, and that's what he did, and he kept on having issues with that, and then he just switched to number 2, and that apparently rectified his problem. So yeah, you can try that as well. But as I said, I've made 4 multi-core Claptons and even aliens, and I haven't had an issue with that. So I don't know if I'm just lucky. Hi Dreschen, there's simplicity as well. Hi sir. Yeah, no, the vaping brew, Daniel. Yeah, the Kappa was not the best squonker which is out there, but I mean, it's small. It was uncomfortable in the hand. It was underpowered, but I mean, it still worked though. So I wouldn't go that far. Say, as what Jay said, it's the worst mod in the whole bloody world. I have had a lot worse. I don't think he's ever tried that Predator. I think that Predator 80-watt squonker. Holy crap sack! Now that thing was sad. So no, the iCapo. I mean, I won't buy it again though. But it had its flaws, but it's not the worst though. Koos Roos, naand oom Louis. Gaan dit goed, Koos? Okay, thank you. I'll give that a go. Okay, sure. So yeah, nothing else though. I don't know if you want to see anything which I have over here, which I've tried. I actually got myself the recoil at long last, and very happy with it. Must say, it's a very, very nice RDA. Very good flavor as well. So yes, the bee's knees. And I've still got one of the rare aliens that still function. Aren't I blessed? Then yeah, another nice little one, if you guys are into some small mods, is the E Petite. It's a very, very nice mod, this guys. And I was lucky enough to get a nice goon tip, custom goon tip for this as well. Okay guys, so KZOR. Yes. So the RDAs which I've got, I especially ordered a bloody new Apocalypse RDA just to get a bottom feeding pin for it, a clone from 3 Vape, just to get the bottom feeding, because I think the Apocalypse is still one of those awesome RDAs still. But yeah, 22 mils, there's such a lot. There's not a lot of people which actually did a review on the Soul S, but I made the mistake by selling a mod with my Soul S RDA on top of it. And if you're going to have a look at the reviews from that Soul S, it's absolutely amazing. So I actually ordered me another one of that. But yeah, the Hadion caps, we had a group buy on that. We will actually see how those things pan out with the plugs which you actually get to put into the Entheon, and which is supposed to aid you. If you know the Entheon, you'll see they've got those little spaces up between the airflows on either side. So you get these little rubber plugs which you're going to put on the inside over there, and then they're going to make Hadley styled caps which you just put over that, which is going to direct the airflow exactly the same as what the Hadley does. Okay, those two small little airflow holes. So that's something which we are waiting for, which should be interesting. Now I don't have the Haku. Not sure about that though. Want to start building my own coils, dialers with it. Simplicity, as I said, there's so many people. If you watch my build videos and you have a look at the comments underneath those build videos, there's a lot of people having problems with the dialers. So I'm not sure if I'm just lucky with my version, but I mean, I've got a wooden surface over here, and this thing of mine actually glides over it. There's not an issue with this. The problems which the guys have is this. But as I said, I'm fortunate enough to be able to make the coils which I like without having an issue. So yeah, if you're not into your complex builds, I would rather go for the Dialers version 1. But I mean, I specifically got this to make frame staples because that's my favorite build. That's the one which I enjoy the most. 28 borders with a 6 or 8 ribbons on the inside with 38 gauge or even 40 gauge if you really fancy 40 gauge on the outside. That is what I like. Are you planning on getting Homeboy's squonker? I think it is called a Rage. I will have a look at that, Melinda. I haven't seen that the Rage. I mean, this week at school was a test week. It's absolutely crazy. I've got grade 9, 10, 11 and 12 classes, so everyone had tests this week and there was assessment tasks coming in. So yeah, I was extremely busy. I couldn't do a lot of research concerning these vaping things, but I'll have a look at the Rage. But yeah, of Homeboy. 36 or 40 gauge for better flavor. Durdu SM asked that. Depends on what wire which you use. What I normally do is I try and keep my stainless steels on the inside and try and put my borders, my nichromes, because the stainless steel gives you the crisper flavor and the nichromes help with the ramp up time. And both those wires actually last a lot longer than Canthal also does. So I don't tend to use Canthal at all. But I mean, the builds which I specifically do is to try and create maximum surface area. So in that specific question of yours, I'd rather go for on higher gauge if you're looking for surface area. Because remember, if you heat up your juice, what actually at the end of the day gives you the flavor is the small particles, the flavoring particles which is being released out of this guy. So how it's released and how it's concentrated, that all depends on the build which you have and the design of the atomizer. That's why the guys are bringing out all these different things to try and get that perfect, absolutely spot. So I use frame staples because of maximum surface area. So yeah, 38 gauge, that's what I wrap around with. So yeah, 40 gauge is just going to give me a lot more surface area. Ish. So basically you just need a smooth flat surface, which I have. Yeah, no, I've got a flat. Yeah, no, that's what you need. Yeah, and as I tell the guys, which you also can do is, if you've got a problem, because this guy has got this fucking Kango cave running over here, those edges could be which is giving problems over there. So just file them a bit more round, or put this guy on a little plastic thing so that the plastic thing slides over. I mean, cut a piece out of your Coke bottle and just mount this little guy with a glue gun so that the plastic slides a lot easier if this thing doesn't move that well. But I mean, there's even a guy that I saw. He took one of his kids' small little toy cars and broke off the wheels, and just glued the the wheels on either side, on these four sides, and he made this little thing a nice little car, and that, he said, worked perfectly for him. So there's many ways to actually smoothen out this guy if he is the issue. I mean, we were given brains so that we can use them. What brand wire do you use for your builds, and where do you purchase? I'm fortunate enough to have a brother-in-law which stays in Canada. So yeah, in Canada there is a nice vape. So I should I get some of those Canadian wires for you, so you can actually see what they look like. So I think they're all in my good box. But I mean, I'll have a look now. Okay, here's one of the spools which I've got, about 38 gauge. See, it's vape wire from Canada. So, and what's nice about it is 1,000-foot spools. So that's very convenient. So they come over once a year, or their mother goes and visits them, and then comes back, and then he brings me the spools over. So that's cool. But I have ordered from Lightning Vapes as well in the USA, and their wire is very, very good. Great quality stainless steel and nichrome 80 wire. So yeah, that's where I get it. And it's strange that we don't have local vendors, or not many local vendors, that actually stock a range of 500-foot or 1,000-foot wires, which is strange to me. So yeah, I know you made the frame staple Alien the other. What's your thought on it? Visit the frame staple, Sean. I mean, I'll tell people, what is the difference between an Alien and a normal Clapton? It's just the shape of the wire. So it's just the look of the wire. I mean, there's no difference to me though whether it runs straight or whether it just goes curly. So no, that Alien, the Fralien which I made, has got the same vaping experience as what the normal frame staple actually had. So yeah, no difference over there. I hope you get the Rage. No, I'll have a look at the Rage. Thank you for that explanation. Okay, cool. Hi from the UK. Hi Snake. Lekker man, lekker om julle hier te hê in Suid-Afrika in. To make the jig move a lot smoother, I used old mouse skates and stuck them. Yeah, see, there's a lot of things which you can do to actually get it to move. Hello old man, nice to see you again. In Indonesia we have good industry from local vape. Visit us, we're happy to meet you. Yeah, no, I know there's a lot of nice good things from Indonesia, I know that. But as I said, we South Africans are always late to the party. The international scene does not regard South Africa as a, can I say, economically viable outlet for their products though. So we have to actually wait for a local vendor to bring in something, and actually try and hope that 3F Vape has got that, or some other Chinese guy brought out a clone so we can test the clone and then decide whether it's worthwhile. So yeah, it's bad luck in South Africa vaping industry, but it is picking up nicely. So yeah, especially the VapeCon conference is being held up in Gauteng. It's huge, and every year there's a lot more interest from international vendors and celebrities, so that is actually good. So we are picking up. We'll get there. Okay, is daar enigiets anders? No other questions which you guys have? Do you want to end this live feed? At least I know how to live feed now, so that's very nice. That's very convenient. Do you have an old video that teach how to build using a drill? Yeah, no, I'm sure I've got an old video that shows you. But I mean, if there's not one, I'll actually do it. I was surprised. Somebody actually asked me to make a video on how to use that Coil Master, the mini build kit. Let me show you what it looks like. I think I have got it here somewhere. I've got so much stuff. I'm a word. So much boxes. This guy. So I'm not sure if you guys have got an interest in this, but I mean, it's weird to me that there are people that still, I'll put it this way, not that I don't understand it, but I mean, when you start building these bigger builds, you start forgetting that there are people that don't even know how to take a 24 gauge and make a coil. So yeah, if you guys want me to actually do a review on this little thing, because this is the guy which I use. I love this little building kit. It's got everything I need, and it's nice and small and compact. Dis lekker man. A little man bag. Hy's daarin. When you order from 3F Vape, do you pay customs on the stuff? What I found out, it is best. I mean, we normally take the DHL route, which is the quickest, but it still randomly goes through customs. And they actually stopped one of my packages from 3F Vape. And because 3F Vape did not declare the true value of the contents, the customs not only wanted to charge me income tax, which I've got no problem with, but they wanted to add an additional 800 or 900 rand fine to the package because 3F Vape did not declare the items. So yeah, if you order from 3F Vape, just stipulate to them to please acknowledge the true value of the items being sent. Then you're not going to have a problem with customs. Then paying the 200-300 rand is not going to bother you, because you're still going to come out cheaper than what a local vendor would have actually sold it for. So yeah. Do you have an okay? We was trying to make staggered fuse Claptons with the dialers. Okay. Hello from the forum boss. What's your thought on twisted wire? Well, I mean, twisted wire should give you a bit more flavor than what normal plain wire should give you, because it's twist. But on the other hand, you also got the problem that it could gunk up a lot quicker though, and it might be hard to actually clean it as well, to keep it clean, except if you can heat it up and rinse it through water. But I mean, just scrubbing the thing clean is not going to have a great effect on that though, in any case though. Blowers and you reckon? Okay, now Andrew, I'll do a review on those things. I mean, as I said, I actually wanted to do it this weekend, but yeah, then found out one of my mates have actually caught a weird virus and is in the hospital, one of my colleagues. So I actually went to go and visit the guy there. But yeah, kom ons kyk gou. I'll quickly do a tornado for you. Ooh. so yeah, that is my attempt. Not huge into the tricks, not at all. I think it's the shape of my teeth. It just doesn't want to go. The shape of my tongue. Ek dink te veel brandewyn gedrink. My tong wil nie meer so lekker saamwerk nie. So in any case, yeah, no, I will do a review on the simple things to make it nice and easy. I actually have got a nice review out how to take your concentrates and use that calculator and then the software program Juice Me Up, which I think is a very simple program to use, and it also provides you with a lot of recipes. I haven't tried one of those recipes there, but yeah, complete video on how to get started into do it yourself. I've also got a video of the reason why I actually stopped vaping, so that you can get some ideas there if you need to convert one of your friends. Just it's from a physiological side, from what happens exactly with smoke, what is part of smoke, and what gets into your bloodstream, what actually blocks your alveoli, and those kind of things. So yeah, and cancer's obviously involved as well. Now, I mean, I don't like to mention cancers, because I mean, you can get cancers from anything. I think cancers is just a bad luck situation where certain cells are sensitive to certain carcinogens. So not even close to 5% of smokers actually get cancer though. So, but I mean, there's other negatives about smoking. I think the biggest one is the fact that it stinks. And you as a smoker don't really realize it though, and I never realized it. But I mean, as soon as I stopped smoking, you actually notice a huge change. I mean, I can't even vape in a smoking room. That stunk to feel. that stunk. Not to sound snobbish or anything, but yeah, no, I just don't like the smell of smoking. But I won't go past the smoker and do that kind of crap. Oh, I hate it when people pass me when I vape at school, and then they throw their hands as if it's something stinking. And I just tell them it's the same as bloody vapor from your kettle. I mean, do you walk past your kettle and do that? No, you don't. So don't be ridiculous. Mine actually smells nicer. So it's just the whole idea that still freaks out people. The fact that you see this huge smoke cloud, they immediately think, ooh, cancer. So for sure. I actually had a person the other day who told me vaping is bad for you because it puts vapor on your lungs. And you know, as a biology teacher, it's so hard not to get angry when people say things like that. And I told them, but you know, there's nothing that gets taken up into your body that is not in a dissolved state. It has to dissolve in water. So the linings of your alveoli in your lungs, there's moisture. Your blood, there's moisture. There's moisture everywhere. And then I asked the person, do you see people dying when it's very misty outside? Because that's the whole situation. It's water vapor. So in the mist situation, there's obviously a lot more in the air than your vapor. So don't come talking nonsense here with me. Coffee juice, tell me more. Yeah, here's a nice coffee juice I've been working on. I think Sean is on the chat as well, and he actually tested this coffee juice this afternoon. These are one of the recipes which I'm actually willing to post. Now, as soon as I make a juice and I make a label for that juice, then you know it's totally vapable for sure. And I think it's a very nice. It's a nice coffee cream with a bit of tiramisu, but of course coffee espresso in there as well, bit of vanilla bean ice cream, etc. So yeah. If this video uploads and you're interested, I can post the recipe there as well, or post it in eSeek forums. But it's a nice, very nice coffee. It's almost like a coffee milkshake. No. You'll like this if you like coffee. Yeah, our fishing essay waters. Yeah, that's true. I mean, because I'm a teacher, I have to make absolutely sure that I've done my research. Because if a kid comes to me and says, "Sir, why do I need to stop? Why do I need to start vaping?" Or if I'm a non-smoker, why must I start vaping? I must be able to give the guy the facts. I can't just pull out things out of the air which I've actually heard. So I had to find out for myself, and it took me almost 2 years of research to start vaping. I mean, to leave the cigarettes, because you must remember it's a total unknown. You see these guys with these electronic cigarettes. That was the first thing which I actually came. Is the guy brought this little small cigarette which lights up in the front. I mean, the e-cigarette, but it lights up in the front. And I took a puff of that, and you got no idea what it is. And then you go and find out, and then you go and do your research. Watch a couple of documentaries. Go find out what is exactly in PG. What is in VG. And one thing which is actually strange is that our cloud producing ingredient is what is part of your smoke liquid, which I've actually been using at parties as part of my smoke machines. And then you start finding out, but no, this is definitely a better option than what smoking is. And now I vape after that flavor. I just love the flavors. How can you pick a tobacco above a nice ice cream? Huh? No, you can't. No, you can't. For sure. Yeah, I know you breathe moisture every day. For sure. Absolutely sure. No. Definitely. I mean, even if you stand in front of a mirror, the fact that you just blow out that vape onto that mirror, and then you can I love you or I love mommy or whatever, draw little pictures. It has to tell you there's moisture coming out of you. So these people they should have paid a lot more attention in biology class at school, and they wouldn't be so naive. Can you maybe go brief info what vaping does to a person, because social media fucks it up completely. Freak lekker, beste pineapple flavor. Okay, the brief vaping does to a person. It depends on your sensitivity. There are people which are nic sensitive, which have got an issue with that. There are people that's PG sensitive. Um, I think in one of my videos I've actually posted a list of things which is part of the vape concentrates, which can have a negative or adverse effect to certain people. Now, if you're one of those people, obviously, then it's bad luck. Then it's too bad. But then eliminate the PG and go for flavored VG. You're just going to have a lot of clouds. And unfortunately, you won't be able to use RTAs because the liquid is too thick. It's too viscose. It won't pull up into the cotton. But there's nothing wrong with RDAs. As you can see, I enjoy my RDAs. Best pineapple flavor. I normally do a mixture of golden pineapple from Capella. That's the one which I use. I don't know if you guys can see this. This light is actually very shiny over there. But in any case, the golden pineapple, and then another one which I really like is funky pineapple from you can't see these things, from Molenberry. So yeah, I do a mixture between those two, and it gives me a very nice pineapple flavor. Hey KZOR, you still no, I enjoy the Sentinel a lot, for sure. No, the Sentinel is a very nice. Just thinking out there it is. So yeah, still got it with a nice custom tip on that. But yeah, I've just got so much stuff here with batteries and juices in it. But yeah, I was vaping on the Sentinel earlier today. Ja, no, the Sentinel is good. The Sentinel is very good. Lekker man. Hy's lekker lappies. Soet patat. Hy's soet patat. I watched the staggered fuse Clapton video, but my real part kept going towards the drill. Yeah, that's why I said Snake. Somebody said that if you switch the direction, it works well. Masagi 2099. Masagi 99. Yeah. Education is key. Education is absolutely key. I mean, if there's anything wrong with a country, it's because of lack of education, for sure, and the lack of a bit of humanity. But I think that goes with a lack of education as well. So yeah, honestly, I have to empty LA Tobacco vape in the morning with my coffee. It's so good. Yeah, there's a lot of people in South Africa which really like their tobaccos. I mean, there's a few actually threads that are dedicated to tobacco vapors. But yeah, I'm fortunate enough to have veered away from my tobaccos into my desserts. I just dig my desserts. A nice orange popsicle, or as I said, yes, I've got so many stuff which I actually really enjoy. But this chilled watermelon apple, so good. So desserts and fruits, that's where I'm at. Oh man, so nice to see a good cig, huh? Just look at that nice little old cig, old school. There's a lot of these old school mods which are still good. I've even still got my Predator, huh? You guys remember the Predator? There's it, my Stormtrooper version. Totally functional still, no problems. Some of these old guys are still doing what they're supposed to do. A staple, staggered fuse Clapton. I tried, David. You won't be able to do it though. I tried it over the weekend. I actually uploaded parts of the video until where I got to the point where I had my two spaced borders with my ribbons on the inside, and your problem is it's too wide, so it sticks on the inside over there. So yeah, no, you won't be able to do it. Not using this guy. I haven't found out something else though, but it's very hard. I actually did it 3 times already, and I just couldn't do it. So I don't think this guy is made to be able to do that though. So no. Okay, yeah, desserts and fruits are great. Andrew Extem 100% Samia. Desserts and fruits are very good. But as I said, it's a profile choice. I know a lot of people that like custards. I just don't like custards. One custard which is actually not bad is this peach custard. from King Cloud. It's not bad, but I mean, I can't vape a lot of it. I vape the tank, which is nice, but then I got tired of that custard taste. But there's people that live by the custards and the cookies and those things as well. I'm not a doughy type of person. The IVP, the IPVD2, best old school mod, still going strong. Yeah, there's a lot of old mods which still doing the trick. RX200 is a canny do it. Yeah. No, most certainly. No, there are really a lot of good old mods as well. I must say my previous G-Box died. This guy, my old trusty G-Box, still got my rabbit on top of us. But yeah, this guy, he has ripped. He's dead. And then another mod of mine which is actually gone is this guy. It still, believe it or not, it still works, but you don't see the display. It's actually weird. I took this guy along on the boat, and my wife knocked it off the podium, and when I picked it up, the screen was dead. So yeah, so this guy's gone as well. But I've got a mate that plays golf, so I'll take these mods and we're gonna tee them up. And I've got an old driver which we can recklessly ruin, and then we're gonna take some of the atties and some of the gear which I have which sucks or was broken, and then we're gonna tee off a bit there. Make it some nice fun video and see what they actually look like after a 5 or a 3 driver gets hold of them. Okay, can't wait to what the new Pulse 80 watt is going to be like. Yeah, there's a lot of fans of the Pulse 80 watt. I was never been a fan of the Pulse though. Not even the Pulse RDA Vandy Vape. But yeah, I know there's people that are excited for it. As I said, there are nicer squonkers out there for me though. So I don't see the necessity for me to actually go that. I mean, I won't rate it higher than this in any case. I mean, this is a DNA clone, but it's got the DNA chip in it. It's a SVA clone, I mean. And I mean, it's great. So yeah, if I've got so much regulated stuff which are nice already, I don't see actually a point in getting that 80 watt. But I'm sure if you don't have a squonker, it's very popular. You might enjoy it. What's the review on the VLS RDA? It has a lot of options, single coil, dual coils. Yeah, I think there's a B2K RDA as well. It hasn't hit our stores, and I can't understand it. I mean, it's been out for a month and a half already, and it's got a lot of different cap options. You get the whole kit. I think it's a B2K RDA, and they've even brought out new decks. They've even brought out restriction, how can I say, restriction adapters which you put inside for more airflow, of more flavor enhancement. But yeah, I haven't even seen that yet locally. Always preferred fruit flavors until I tasted dessert flavors. Damn, I was wrong about the dessert flavors. Some are extremely good. Yeah, no, they are great flavors over there. You start doing tutorials to help builders learn how to build with a drill from the beginning. Yeah, no, I could actually do that, yeah. Because I got a drill, got wire, got the camera, I got the microphone, and I think it would be a good call. Yeah, as I said, sometimes we forget that there are people that start vaping. That you tend to forget those guys. SQ, and it's hard to beat. Okay, going to put the RAS squonk RDA you gave me on my wife's dot squonk. Yes, Andries hier nog steeds. The RAS squonk. Yes, like it. Yeah, I never really liked the RAS squonk RDA. But yeah, you can bring it to me, then we can take it to the golf course if you don't mind that. But I'll give you one in exchange for it, because I think it would hit nice and far. I think we would hit the 200-meter range with that guy. Nice and compact and strong. Once you are registered at vendors, will you sell your coils as well? If I get into squonking, would you like to try your coils? Yeah, no. I'll sell my coils. I got no problem. I've already sold a few, and it's a lot cheaper than what the guys actually ask for it. I think they sell for around 280 rand a set of frame staples, which is expensive. I mean, I think I sell mine for 160 a pair of frame staples. But yeah, Claptons are very easy to make, and they're very effective as well. They got good flavor. There's nothing wrong with the good old 2-core Clapton. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, no, I will sell as well coils. Nach Oompie, Ek moet vroeg opwees môre, 'n bietjie ringe weer maak. In die Kokstad in. Alright guys, so I think we're going to call this a night. I think it was a nice, good first live stream. It was nice to actually see the people join up for this live stream. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It's almost been an hour. Cannot believe it. But thank you very much for joining. It was actually great. And yeah, you can quickly comment if you want me to do more live streams in the future though, if it is worth a while. But then you must try and come up with some questions which you want to ask me. But yeah, cheers guys, have a good night.